So, another thing I just want to talk about is this issue of Peller and Jarvis. These are young TikTok, social media influencers, celebrities, and they've been in the news, and it's really unfortunate in a way when you see how things are playing out. It's quite unfortunate. These two people on their own, separately, they're able to create a niche for themselves. They don't really need to be together. Ab initio, they don't need to be together, but they've benefited from being together, and that's how social media plays out. Social media world and celebrity world. When people pay, when people are in a ship, it's described as a ship. When two people are in a relationship, social media, they are described as a ship, right? When people are in a relationship, like a couple, and both of them are popular, it improves their popularity. They get more followership. They get more engagements as a result of that. And that is why some people go out of their way to get into that relationship so that it could improve their profile on social media and all that. These people are TikTok stars, Instagram, Facebook, social media stars, right? And as I've said, both of them were able to create a niche for themselves. For Peller, he does this live stream. He has a way of talking that is funny. It's just like Zebediah of New Masquerade. I think it's New Masquerade. They showed years ago. I think it's a New Masquerade. Zebediah that speaks in a kind of way. He speaks English, but there's a way he mixes it up to make it funny, to make it interesting, right? So if you have a way, it's just like Jennifer, it's just like Jennifer, the popular actress Funke Akindele, or with Jennifer, some other people have been able to do that, Papa Ajasco and all that, where they have a way of talking, the way of behaving that makes them funny, and they now create a unique character. That usually plays out in movies, in series, right? Like Jennifer. If you watch the Jennifer series, the Funke Akindele who plays Jennifer character, there's a way she talks, the way she does. She puts on that character when she's acting Jennifer. Just like Zebediah put on that character when acting Zebediah in that show. So now, Peller was able to create that persona. Yeah, there's a way he talks, right? There's the English doesn't. He mixes it in a very funny way. So he was able to create that persona, and people loved. People love it, and he got popular on social media and all that. And he does this live stream, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and he gets a lot of gift, get a lot of money from that. For Jarvis or Jadrolita, she has a Jadrolita persona or character where she acts like a robot. She puts on this robot costume, and then she slow walks, slow talks, like a robot, And when she broke into the scene as Jadrolita, Jarvis, she also got popular. So people got to know her from like an android robot who does things, and she featured in skits. She got popular. So Jarvis had a niche, Peller had a niche, and somewhere along the line they met. I don't know how that happened, but they met. Now, what I personally noticed was that, because I wasn't really following Peller like that, but I follow him now. If I see his clips, video clips, I do watch, But I know that, there's Peller and he's doing his thing and people love him and he's a celebrity, a star, a young guy, But I really love Jarvis. When she does her robot thing, just something unique, something different. And that's the thing with the social media space, content creating and all that. If you can get something unique, it's just like comedy where you have Mr. Paul that says things that will be confusing. He will tell you this, now move here, like somebody who has a psychological or psychiatric condition where they mix up word salad, where they mix up different things and be able to follow their train of thought and all that. Just as Mr. Paul did his own in comedy. So if you're able to do that, you can really, really make it. So Jarvis, he has his Jadrolita character, the dog's robot, and fine. Now, I was following Jarvis, right? I was follow her on social media. Then at the point, I just noticed that she wasn't really doing those skits as much as she was doing it before. I wasn't really seeing her doing her skits. But then I was not seeing her more with Peller. And Peller does live stream. And Peller is like all these reality stars, right? Reality stars like Kim Kardashian and all that. One thing with all these reality stars, what thing is with them is that you kind of live their life on social media, right? So most of what they do, almost every day they are on social media. And almost every day they are on live. So their life is now become like a public thing, right? So Peller was living that reality celebrity star life. That it does most of the things it does on social media. When he travels, he has traveled, he's in the UK, he's in another country and all that, When he's in a vehicle, he's doing live. When he's abroad, there was this skit where he was making in the UK and the neighbor came to knock, saw him with a towel and thought that he was an underage, minor, and called the police, And then when the police came, he was still doing the live when the police came, and he explained to them he was just doing live, and there was no problem. He's not a young, he's an adult, and all that. So at the point I was just seeing Jarvis more on Peller's life. She was not really doing a robot something again. She was not really doing a Jadrolita thing. She was now more on the life. And the Peller's life are more of reality setting, right? So there was a time we knew that Jarvis had the growth in the mouth on one side of her face, and had to undergo surgery for it to be removed, and as reality now, we also saw when he also proposed to Jarvis, like that. Sometimes we think that some of these things are skits, right? They're just stage acting. But the one that Peller does is not really. Yes, Peller doesn't really do skits like that. I've not really seen him in a skit, right? Have he really acted a movie? I don't think I've seen him doing skit. His own is he has created this persona, right? And he lives that persona with the way he talks and everything. So virtually throughout most of his life, when he's going live and all that, he has that persona. So for a while, it was just Jarvis, Peller doing live. They proposed in a relationship, and we know that whether you are young or old, when you have relationship, when you're in a relationship, there will be problems. And when you have problems, other normal circumstances, right, it's supposed to be private. If you have problems in a relationship, you just talk about it private. Even if you are a celebrity, Usually you don't bring your personal troubles and all that. You only bring the good side on social media. You just present the good side. You don't bring out all the troubles and stuff like that. But the thing with Peller is that Peller goes on live almost every day, virtually most of the time, right? And so if he's having a problem, if he can be having a bad day, right, and he still comes to do live. So if he's having a problem with the girlfriend Jarvis and he comes on live, he has to talk about it, right? And so you now have him talking about their relationship problem, and that's the problem. That's a problem. Even if you're a celebrity, from what I've observed watching celebrities and all that, is that keep your private life private, except you are in danger. The only time you should come out on social media and talk about your private life is if you're in danger, if you are in a terrible circumstance and there's no way you can get help, and you need help, and you need crowd sourcing, people to call for help and all that, you can go on social media. If there's somebody that is bigger than you, somebody who is trying to oppress you, somebody who has more influence and all that, and person trying to oppress you, you can go on social media so as to get some kind of support. So except for those circumstances, in other times you don't come on social media and discuss your problems, because it's not the social media that will solve the problem. If you're having a relationship problem with somebody, it's you and your partner and a few close friends and a few family members, maybe business partners, that will sit down quietly and resolve it. You understand? Social media will not help you resolve your problems. It will just be part of the news. It will be content. People will talk about it and just about it. People will use it to get views, get engagement, but it will not solve the problem. But if you are in danger, if you are really in danger and somebody is trying to blackmail you, somebody is trying to oppress you, if you come on social media and people really agree with your own side, people can hashtag it and make it go viral, and they will shame the person and the person could back away and all of that. That one can happen. Like you saw Tiwa Savage. Tiwa Savage had a boyfriend and they made a video, noodles, where they were having sex and it was filmed. So the former boyfriend mistakenly posted that video online, which she deleted, but somebody got a hold of it, and the person that got hold of it now was not trying to blackmail Tiwa Savage with it. So I have your noodles, if you don't maybe pay something, I'm going to release it. So Tiwa Savage was smart about it. She now got ahead of it, because those kind of things, someone is trying to blackmail you, right? If you pay the person money, if you give the person some money, what if the money finishes tomorrow? The person will still come back again for more, right? So Tiwa Savage tried to get ahead of it. So she came out during a press interview and said that someone is about to release her noodles, that it was mistakenly put out there and all that. So she got ahead of the news. The noodles were released, but then people already knew that, okay, this was what was going to come. And she's a popular popular musician, and she was well respected, she's well loved in Nigeria and across the world and all that. So she got ahead of it, and then the kind of impact that the person who was kind of blackmailing her, the kind of impact that it would have had was lost. So she got ahead of it. She came on social media and said, this is what was happening. So the adverse effect it would have had on her was there was a lot of damage control on that. So that kind of scenario, you come on social media, right? Somebody's trying to blackmail you. It could be noodles, it could be other things. You come to social media and can you really get a lot of support from that. But in this instance, right, the Peller and Jarvis, what they're having is a normal relationship problem, which everybody has, right? But Peller comes on social media during his life and talks about it. And the thing is, one mistake that Peller now did was that Peller overdosed some things. He's a young guy, right? So sometimes you could excuse some of the things he does, but there are a number of things that Peller has done that you now start to question what's going on. For example, there was a time it was reported that Peller was going live, doing live. Then some people came, as if they came to apprehend him, as if he was being kidnapped, right, while he was on live. And people went on and said, like Peller was kidnapped while he was doing live and all that. The Lagos State Police Command had to get involved. Later they said they found Peller, he was safe, nothing of his was taken, and all that. The police said we were going to investigate. Till now we have not heard about what really happened. So based on how it's transpired, some now felt that it was a stunt. It was a celebrity stunt, a social media content stunt. Just wanted to play a stunt that he was being kidnapped, whereas that wasn't what was happening. And that was a little bit insensitive considering the insecurity challenges we are facing. Considering the times we are facing, is quite a little bit insensitive. But I think he went too far on that, trying to do a stunt that she was kidnapped, whereas he wasn't kidnapped. And we haven't heard much about that. Then, another thing that happened was that he was having a disagreement with Jarvis, and then he now started talking about when they first met. He thought that Jarvis was making a lot of money, and then he now found out that, if Jarvis goes on live, if they donate some things for her, she has to, later she will go and give back some percentage to the people, So people now looked at it and thought that, this looked like money laundering, which is kind of a serious offense, because based on what Peller was saying, it's as if some people will give Jarvis during the life, they'll give her some things, and when she now gets the money equivalent of it, those people will now demand that some percentage should be paid back to them. So if, let's say, the person that gifted Jarvis, if the person was doing something wrong, do something illegal, right, and he now does that, so that will now be like money laundering, because that process is now like using it to claim the money and get a percentage from it. So what he described was like money laundering. But Peller did not know the implication of that, because money laundering is a very serious offense and it will really get you in trouble with the authorities. After doing that live, Jarvis had to come out and say that is not true. She denied it and said nothing like that happened and all that. Then when Peller now came back, he did live with Daddy Freeze, and that Peller now said that he doesn't know anything about money laundering, that he didn't know anything about that. He wasn't talking about money laundering, so he tried to deny that. So that one happened. Now, the one that is trending now, the video, I couldn't really watch it because I don't really watch those kind of videos. He said that it seems to have another disagreement with Jarvis, seems they've broken up again, or she has broken up with him or something. He was doing a live while he was driving. As the effect should be an offense. If you are driving and you're making a call, that should be an offense. If you are driving and they said it was wearing a seatbelt, but if you are driving and you are doing a live streaming, you are talking, that is a distraction. I'm not a lawyer, I don't know the law, but if you are being distracted, the thing with driving, and they say don't use drugs that could impair your judgment, don't take